Hello YouTube, this is Helltech PC here.
Free
Gonna
for
give
all.
you a little update. I'm starting the update. I have updated a few videos on Christmas. Anyway, I apologize in the meantime while I was away. The reason was because I had a program on PC. I ordered it from Newegg. I ordered a 980 Ti, Gigabyte G1 series graphics card, and the 4770 IK, sorry, 4770K i7 1150 socket from Newegg and all that, and got a really good motherboard, like $200 motherboard or whatever, and some 16 gigs of RAM, 2133. And long story short, I put the computer together, and I did have recordings, but unfortunately my phone didn't record, or it just ran out of space before it recorded, so I couldn't get it, you know, the video build how I did it. But unfortunately, I wish I did. So anyway, so I was putting it together, and I had a water block on it. Everything seemed nice and cool, ready for it. And it was the water block was apparently broken. It wasn't doing it right. It was running 100 Celsius. It was knocking itself down to 3.7 to 2.6. I took out the stock heat sink, rather took it out, put a regular heat stock cooler in. Even so, the thing started running at 100 Celsius, which it shouldn't have done even with stock. It max it should on max. Even on a load, it should have been like I understand be 7 or 80, but even idle, it was 100 Celsius. So I already made it with Newegg. Got a new motherboard and processor, same one of course, and it was a little better at first. Between 70 Celsius with stock. The water cooler had broke again. The screws, I wasn't hardly in that tight, and it just snapped off. Probably stay away from the water coolers for a while from Corsair. I don't know if it was a bad batch or what was going on. But anyway, long story short, if I ran out of time, anyway, so I put stock cooler in, and it was still a little better. It was on idle, but the second I got near 21% CPU usage, the thing went really up high again. Now I assumed it wasn't the board. I didn't have a way to test it, and I didn't have a test bench for me in that socket, so no one in the house had it at that time. So I was like, what do I do? What do I do? And I didn't really want to have the money to spend $30, $45, $60 to have it tested from a motherboard to tell me it's the motherboard processor. I assumed it was the processor. Anyway, long story short, I made Newegg to return the motherboard again, and I was going to get a completely different new. And so when I get the processor, and they're like, "Oh, you can't do that." They understood where it came from. It was acting up, and I wasn't sure if it was motherboard or processor. And according to reviews, that processor got quite hot, so I assumed it was bad batch. So I got a new motherboard. I went with the i5, and actually decided not to go with the water cooler again. I went to the Evo Hyper Cooler Master Evo 220, 212. Yeah, I can't say it right today. Anyway, put it in under max load. 54 Celsius was the highest I had. Now that is phenomenal. I've had an i5 like this, roughly kind of somewhat lower on max settings. It was like 67. This one's like 13 Celsius, but that's quite a big difference for an Evo to a regular stock, which I loved.
Be advised,
Anyway, so I put
hostile
it in.
UAV are
I got a new
inbound.
motherboard. I got the Zeus Pro Gamer Z97 board, and we're running like a dream. Graphics card running a dream. This thing pushes 4K at 60 hertz on every game I put thrown at it. I've seen my GPU not running anyway. Long story short, that's basically what happened. It sucks that it happened. I understand it happens. To find out later on, I called Yellow Gigabyte during so to see if they can get some information on it. Maybe it's the board. Maybe it's the VRAM. It was just getting too much voltage. Now I noticed that in the first processor that I had, the VRAM was 5 volts. Now it shouldn't have. I don't think it. I think a little 5 volts was a little too much for the processor alone on idle. The second processor went through, it was like max of 1.6, which seemed about average. But anyway, that's what I did, and found out Gigabyte did send messages like, well, the board could be a default in the board, so I could have kept my i7. I was kind of furious about that idea, but I just wasn't sure if it was a bad batch, it was the processor, or what was going on. But that was the update. I had to be 3 months to go through. My other computer had broken down on me, and I really didn't know what to do. Um, but I did get it fixed, and I apologize. I did make some videos here when I could on other computers. It was junky. I will put out as soon as I can as I get rendered. Um, so, I apologize ahead of time. That happened, won't happen again. Hopefully not anyway. If you like, please like and subscribe. Have a good one.